So before I jump into today's video, I'm just going to give you a quick introduction of my co-hosts, because it seems that invariably, anytime I'm working on a video, you're going to hear one of these guys. So I'll give you a quick introduction and an explanation of the noises that you will quite often hear. I think many of you know what I'm talking about already. So going left to right. First of all, down the front here, the little blondie, that is Amira. She's the one that you will hear snoring very loudly quite often in my videos. Behind her is the pup, Mouse. He's not so much of a snorer as yet, maybe when he gets bigger. Mostly from him, you will hear him playing with his toys. He's got a favourite fish that makes a lot of noise, and he's also quite amusingly got a mouse toy that makes a lot of noise. So you may hear him throwing them around the place. Occasionally, you may hear the craziness of two puppies playing, because his best friend is another little chihuahua who is a week older than him, by the name of Jasper. I'm not going to share the photo because he's not my dog, but he is my sister's dog, and periodically I babysit him, and him and Mouse just go crazy playing together. So you will periodically hear puppy noises in the background, in which case you will know that Jasper is here and the boys are playing. Now on the right side of the screen is my old girl Tarka. She's a Kelpie Labrador cross. You won't hear a great deal of her. You may hear her snoring occasionally, but her snoring is a far more mellow snoring than Amira's. So you may hear just a more quiet snoring. That's Tarka. She loves her dog biscuits, so you may hear munching in the background at some point in time. That's Tarka. You may also hear scrabbling sounds in the background. That's Tarka walking along the floor. I've got wooden floors, and somehow Tarka just doesn't know how to walk quietly. Now, the other one that you may occasionally hear, and this is kind of more of a bonus one, is a bird who occasionally turns up and makes alarm clock noises. So, no, I can't turn my alarm off when it goes off because it's not my alarm. Thanks to a tip from one of my subscribers, I had a bit of a look around and realised that it's actually a minor bird, which are noisy sods and very good at mimicking sounds. So with those introductions out of the way and the explanation of all the noises that you're going to hear, let's just move on to talking about today's video. Yes, that is the fish noise in the background. Now, before we actually get to talking about this particular video, I'm just going to put this out there. Many of you know I have been having ongoing issues with demonetization of my videos. I've just kind of reached the point where I'm just throwing my hands up in the air, and yes, I have read through the guidelines many, many times. So I know what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing on my channel. I know that my videos really shouldn't be demonetized. So, on that note, I'm just going to do it my way. My way doesn't actually breach any of the standards that are set out in the guidelines. So, I'm not going to continue to jump through hoops with this little spiel beforehand saying what my channel's about, etc., etc., because that makes no difference. I am going to say that I am here for the sake of the victims. That's the whole point of my channel. I'm not going to change what my channel is just to make YouTube happy, because then it stops being genuine. I'm here to tell Maddie's story, and I'm here to make sure that Maddie gets all the justice that she deserves. If YouTube doesn't like that, I don't know what else I can do. Now, a few people have recently asked me about memberships and buy me a coffee and stuff like that. If they are something that you are interested in doing, I always put them in the descriptions of my videos. In terms of what you get in for membership, because this is something else that's been asked a few times now, basically I try to put videos out fairly regularly for my members, whether they are behind the scenes videos of my dogs, or if I've gone for a drive. I sometimes do driving videos where I do a more informal chat about a case. Sometimes it may just be that I've gone somewhere in particular and I just want to share a video of that experience. There may also be times when I share a video that I don't want to publicly share because of the topic, and I don't want to have to deal with trolls. Members know what I'm talking about there, because I'm trying to work on a particular video at the moment, although I keep kind of getting waylaid by trying to sort out demonetisation. But honestly, I've just reached the point where I'm just going to continue as long as I can. I'm not going to continue to waste hours and hours trying to fix a problem that can't be fixed. So if I upload a video and it tells me it's demonetised, I'm just going to run it anyway, because it seems pointless to be putting in all the extra time, delaying getting out other videos, just for the sake of that minuscule possibility that I might just make the right change to get that video monetised again. So, on that note, you probably saw the title for this video and thought, wow, that sounds a little bit disturbing. Maybe you're a bit concerned that there's something that the defence has that could actually get Stefan off. Now, I'm going to say up front, I don't agree with doing videos where you basically just try to scare your viewers into believing something that is highly unlikely. What do I mean by that? Well, without actually seeing what it is that the defence is claiming they have, to me this just seems like another attempt by the defence to do what the defence team normally does, and that is to find ways to try and fight the case before it goes to court. So what am I talking about? There is a new document that was filed today, and I will put that into my Patreon so that anyone who wants to see the document in full, they can. But I'm going to go through it here as well. If you are unfamiliar with my Patreon, it is free. The documents are free. Basically, you just have to sign up, put in your email to sign up. That's all it asks of you. And then you have access to all the documents that I upload. Every time I do one of these videos where I'm discussing a document, then I will upload the document to my Patreon so that anyone who wants it can get it. So, going back to this latest motion filed by the defence. I'll bring it up on the screen So it is a motion to continue the suppression hearing. Now, I think we expected this, didn't we? This seems to be standard protocol no matter what case we're looking at. They seem to just delay. So I saw this motion and I was originally just going to whack it in my Patreon for people and just say it was there. And then I started reading through it and it gets interesting. So let's just go through what they've said in here. So comes now the defendant, Stephen Michael Stearns, through the undersigned attorney, blah blah blah, moves this court to enter its order granting a continuance of the above styled cause. As grounds in support of this motion, the defence would show. The defence's motions to suppress hearings are scheduled to be heard on the 23rd of April at 2 p.m. They're running out of time, I'll tell you that. That pre-trial conference is to be heard at the same time as the scheduled motions to suppress. The defendant has been charged with 60 counts of various allegations involving S battery. I won't read all that. Number 4. A conviction on any of the above counts may also serve as an aggravator in the defendant's other open case where state is seeking the DP, as evidenced by the state's notice of intent to seek the DP filed in that case. The apparent centrepiece of this prosecution stems from media obtained through a search of a phone attributed to the defendant. On February 6, 2025, the defence filed 3 suppression motions challenging this exact evidence. 7. Since filing that motion, the defence has come into possession of confidential information that may impact the presentation of evidence at that hearing. The defence will not have time to develop this evidence before the currently scheduled motions to suppress, scheduled for hearing on April 23rd. As such, defence is requesting to continue these hearings to be reset for a later date. 10. That this motion is filed in good faith and not for the purpose of delay. 11. The state objects to this motion to continue. Wherefore the defence moves this court to enter its order granting a continuance in the above styled cause. So they're claiming here that they have confidential information that's going to impact on the evidence they present when they basically try to have the phone evidence thrown out. And they're saying that they need more time to develop the evidence. Now, honestly, looking at this, I really don't know what the legalities of this are, because it seems to me that they have not provided anything close to enough information to allow for any sort of decision here. They have confidential information that may impact on the presentation of evidence at the hearing. The thing is, you've got to share this information if it's going to actually have an impact on this hearing. Then they have a duty of disclosure, so they can't claim that it is confidential information, because whatever it is, they need to disclose it to the state. And I have no idea what they mean by time to develop this evidence, meaning that the evidence itself doesn't exist just in a form where they can grab that evidence and go, here it is. They have to do something to actually have that evidence. It's very vague wording here. I don't think there is any really compelling argument for actually delaying. And I think what you're going to see is quite possibly there will be something come out from the state in the next day or so, basically saying exactly what I'm saying here, that there is absolutely insufficient detail in this motion here for any sort of ruling, and also that there is a duty of disclosure. Claiming confidential information is like, well, I'd like to delay the hearing. I've got a secret, so I can't tell you why I want to delay the hearing. That is basically what they're doing, which to me just does not seem to be legal argument. I would be surprised if the judge would accept this without further clarification. And I can see why the state objects, because it is so very airy-fairy. Is it going to be something that is exculpatory? Is it going to basically get the phone evidence thrown out? I'll be honest with you, I think they're grasping at straws. We see this sort of tactic in so many cases. I would say, A, they've seen the state's response to their motions and realise that they have to bring more to the table if they want to try and get this phone evidence thrown out. And B, they're inadequately prepared and they're just grabbing whatever they can to try and buy themselves more time. Don't forget, Judge Carston has already given continuances in this case, and he has been quite clear over his reluctance to continue to give continuances. So I think his stance on this is going to be that he's not going to be overly impressed. And with nothing solid being brought to the table here, I think he's going to say, well, you got to show us what it is that you're talking about here, or you can forget your continuance. So basically, my honest opinion is that this is just yet another stunt by the defence, just trying to buy time and just, like I said, throwing whatever they can at the wall to see what'll stick. I'll keep you updated with this as soon as there is a response from the state or a response from the judge. But my thoughts on this is, even though they're claiming that it's some new evidence, which at first glance could make it look like, well, okay, they have some super duper, super confidential information that could actually destroy the case. But honestly, don't get dragged into that whole drama of this. If there was something, really something, they would have come up with it a long time ago. We've seen how thorough the state has been. If there was anything that was going to stand in the way of this case, they would know about it. So I think this is just going to be another lame-ass thing that basically comes and goes. And I don't feel concerned by it, and I hope that others won't be concerned by it either. So, on that note, thank you for listening. Please, if you are new to my channel, subscribe, especially at the moment, because with all this demonetization of my videos, the best way you can help me is to subscribe and help me get my numbers up on my channel. Because, in all honesty, if it wasn't for the fact that I can see that I'm gaining subscribers, I can see I'm gaining views, I can see I'm getting so much support, it would be very hard for me to continue right now. Because essentially it seems like I'm working for free. Anyway, enough of that. On that note, let's just finish off here. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you for listening. Please hit the like button. Please leave a comment below, and I will catch you in the next one.
I've been